The Victorian Liberal leadership race is further tightening, with one of the three candidates making a crucial decision this morning. Our Victorian political reporter Simon Love is in Melbourne. Simon, who have you got with you?
Morning, Laura. Well, I have Richard Riordan back with me here live on Sky News. Richard, it seems you've made a big decision. Are you still running for leader or are you dropping out?
I've come to the decision after talking to all my parliamentary colleagues, Simon. I think the mood is with Brad Battin. Brad and I share a common belief in the need to reform the way we go about business and how we sell our message. So I'm happy to get in behind Brad. I will still keep my hat in the ring for deputy because regional Victoria needs to have a voice at the senior levels of the Liberal party room. I am, of course, a key regional member and look forward to offering that to the party room as well. But the numbers, I think, will be with Brad Battin, and I think it's important that we continue to come together. We will end up with a competition, I've no doubt about that, but that's good for the party and we'll see what happens.
Well, the numbers simply not with you, and that's why you're dropping it.
Well, Brad and I have shared a common vision on ways we can improve the party and the demographics and the people we need to talk to. And I guess at the current rate we were taking from each other, I think the mood is with Brad. He represents that real key demographic that we need to win over here in Melbourne and Victoria, the outer metropolitan growth suburbs. Brad understands those. He's won seats from Labor. He's kept them and grown them. He understands that market. He's done a lot of work with our multicultural communities. Brad has the credentials, and I think with a good team behind him, we will really provide a decent alternative to the Labor government here in Victoria.
So just to clear up, you're dropping out of the leadership race, but you're still running for deputy. It's my understanding that Brad Battin's speaking with other candidates for the deputy leadership race, including potentially the member for Kew, Jess Wilson, this morning. Have you spoken with Brad about running as deputy?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, at the end of the day, the party room decides. There are clear alternatives we can put up. Younger woman, new candidate like Jess. There's me with my hand up clearly for regional Victoria. I mean, we will struggle to be a long-term viable government without the Geelongs, Ballarats and Bendigos. That's the expertise I can bring to the party room. I put that to my colleagues and I'll continue to lobby for that over the coming week. And that is a choice the party room needs to make. But, you know, a clear, strong, outer suburban candidate like Brad with a regional MP, I think makes a great combination, not dissimilar to what the Andrews government puts forward to the people of Victoria also.
So was it worth putting your name up for leader or a bit of grandstanding?
Oh, no, I think it's an important process, Simon. I mean, we can all be armchair experts. This is the one time in the political cycle where we get to put our case towards our colleagues, test the ground. It's a worthwhile exercise. And look, we have to be prepared. If we can't sell ourselves to our party room and be prepared to do that, then we're really behind the eight ball and we've got to get out and do it to the whole 6 million people here in Victoria.
Fair enough. Well, Richard Riordan, thanks very much for joining me live here on Sky News.
Good on you, Simon. Thanks. And let's see what unfolds over the next week.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like, Laura, at the moment, the contest is probably slated for Wednesday next week. Still waiting on some of the results to come in. Pakenham's still a really tight race where the votes are really tight between Liberal and Labor, so that could be another Liberal MP in the party room. John Pesutto, the other front runner for the Liberal leadership, he declared last night that he'd won the seat of Hawthorn, so he believes he's got a fair bit of support too, but it seems Mr Red and Mr Battin have got a bit more work to do to try and make Brad Battin a viable candidate to get over the top. So the contenders for leader at the moment, down to two. You've got Ryan Smith, not Ryan Smith, you've got Brad Battin and you've got John Pesutto. There are a number of names in the field for deputy, Mr Richard Riordan, one of them, Brad Rosewell, also being touted. Jess Wilson obviously being touted, particularly with that meeting that I understand is taking place with Brad Battin this morning. And a couple of other names are being mentioned for the upper house leadership, such as Georgie Crozier, the Shadow Health Minister. Matt Bark as well is being urged to run for deputy or for the leadership of the upper house. So certainly the Liberal Party in this post-mortem phase of the election, shuffling the decks and ensuring that the right people are taking them forward.
Simon, thank you.